What is up, everyone? Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. I know you all clicked on this video because you wanted to hear a sick demo of a Mesa Dual Rectifier Rev F, right? We're going to get to that. But wanted to talk about demos and plugin demos in general. And you know, I've got my caffeine, so you know things are getting real. So we're in an age of the internet where it's hard to tell what is authentic, what is unique, what is real, what is AI or what is not AI, for instance, as well, what is fake. There's a lot of that going around. And I noticed that I'm guilty of something just as much as a lot of the other creators on here are, is when I'm demoing a new plugin for the first time, I'm showing you like my authentic thoughts on it, but after I've already dabbled in it, after I've already created and crafted a tone that I think is really sick in it. And I don't think that is realistic for all of you. And I don't think that's realistic for myself either. I've had these expectations kind of thrust upon me through watching other people's demos for the longest time. And I am sure there is a subset of you out there that want to hear just the final finished polished product. I'm not one of those people, and I'm willing to bet that you're probably not as well, which is why you're following me. If you look at my channel, I'm anything but polished. So what we're gonna do today is kind of a blind unboxing of sorts. And what I mean by that is I'm going to try out this new plugin, and this is my first time ever trying it. I've never played through it before, I've never opened it before, aside from making sure that it installed properly. The plugin in question is the new Rev F 2.0 from Wavemind. Now, Wavemind has been a supporter of the channel for a couple of videos now. They're not sponsoring this video, but they did send me the plugin for free. But all thoughts and opinions are my own. They do not get to see this video before it goes live. And they did not give me any guidelines or anything of how this video needs to go. So we may find some stuff that we like, we may find some stuff that we don't like. But I have no obligations to say one way or the other. With that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna grab my GOC Guitars Illumina Plus. This is rocking my Auroratone Earthcrusher rail pickups inside of it. And I don't have anything plugged in yet. Sorry if the camera's shaking there. Because, like I said, I wanted this video to just be a little bit different. I don't want it to be the same old demo video that everybody goes through over and over and over again. But I know y'all are like me, and you want to hear some sick rectifier tones. And that's just a fact of life. We all love rectifiers, right? All right, so with the Rev F opened up for the first time, we're presented with an amp screen, right? This is what most plugins present you with. There are definitely some other choices on the bottom of the screen that I notice right away that a lot of other plugin manufacturers don't provide. Hey y'all, future editing Ryan here. Stay tuned till the end because I found a little surprise Easter egg in this plugin that I'm gonna show you at the end of the video. It's pretty fun. Really wasn't expecting it, but yeah, we'll get into that. Back to the video. So let's go ahead and just do the first tone test. So it definitely does the Rev F thing. Actually, I've never played through a real Rev F, but it definitely does the rectifier thing. You know what? I just realized that I don't have my cool guy lights on. So let's go ahead and turn on my cool guy lights. So we got some blue background in here. Man, what a noob of a YouTuber I am. What a noob of a YouTuber. All right, let's dig in here. So on the main splash page here, we have the amp, and it has a little flippy button here. Yeah, so we can flip it around. Can we change this stuff? We can't click on the tubes. We can't change the ohms. I don't know why we would need to change the ohms, but we can change variable high gain and okay, so we can change the channels from back here as well as from the front. That's cool. And then we can change the style, so modern or vintage. And then we have the orange or red channels that we can switch between. We have loop select. So a lot of this is just gratuitous. It looks cool to have it there, but it's not like functional. But we do have the switch between 6L6 and EL34, which we'll go over later. And then we can switch between vacuum tubes and silicon iodes. Okay, so that is, so you can't like click up here to switch them, but you can click down here to switch them. Okay, and then you have spongy or bold to choose from there. As far as the on-amp controls, they're what you would expect from a rectifier. Let's go to the pedal section. So we have the X drive, looks like a traditional tube screamer style. And then we have, I don't know what this one is. I probably should have read the instruction manual for this, but I didn't. It looks kind of like a Fortin 33. We'll find out in a second. Cab section, okay, we have two different cabs to choose from. We have a 4x12 and a 2x12. Looks like we have the normal assortment of microphones that you would expect on each of them. So if we switch over, yeah, so you have the same microphone choices on each of them. You can turn off one or the other. You can blend them. It's set to 50-50 as it is. So it's what you'd expect from a cab section here, and you can load your own IRs as well, which is nice. I know not everybody cares about that, but that is something great to have built into any amp sim, and I will die on that hill. Okay, EQ section, normal, what is this? A 7-band EQ with a high and low pass filter. And then in the effects rack, we do have chorus, delay, and reverb. We have the tight and smooth switches, which are something that I definitely have come to like and use from the Wavemind plugins. So those are great to have in there. Gate, we have a drop pedal, otherwise known as a transpose, and that looks like it. So let's go ahead and dial in a tone, shall we? Now, what I do to dial in a tone is I don't just sit here and start twisting knobs and everything. What I do is crank up that gate first. So I'm gonna crank up the gate. I have a lot of lights on, and so it plays hell with the noise here. What I do though, is I just set a 4-bar loop, and I'm gonna go up to like 150 BPM. Let's do 160. And I'll just play a little riff, and then we'll go back into the plugin and we will start messing with it. Sloppy as all get out, but you get the picture, right? So let's open up the amp suite and let's go ahead and go through my normal process for dialing in an amp. Before I mess with the amp section, before I mess with the pedal section, what I love to do is just go to the cab section first and mess with the microphones. I can already tell you I don't want an SM57 on both speakers. So let's go ahead and just mess around and hear what this sounds like. All right, so the second cab is a lot more hairy. I think I like the fullness of the 4x12 cab. Let's see. All right, so right away, something that I noticed, and I may just be missing it, is I wish that I could have the left side be one cab and the right side be a whole different cab. I don't see a way to switch that. So Wavemind, if you watch this, let me know if that's a possibility and I'm just too dumb to see it, or if that maybe can be added in a future update. Another thing I like about Wavemind is they are constantly updating their plugins to make them better and better as they get feedback from the players, and so that's always something I commend for any company. So let's go ahead and mess around with the different microphones for the right side. I usually like to go with a 421 or the Royer 121. So let's go ahead and check and see here. See, the 121s are that perfect blend of the deep fullness, but still give you some of that high-end hair. I like those microphones more. Let's hear just the 121. All right, I see I'm clipping the signal there. So let's go ahead and pull down by like 6 dB here. All right, now we'll blend it back into the SM57. So that's pretty much where I would want it to sit at the moment. That would sound great, double tracked, it would be a really good tone as is. But being a rectifier, we need to tighten things up. So let's go to the amp section here. I want to hear the differences between like the different tubes and stuff like that to see if that tightens it up on its own before we add on the overdrive. So let's go ahead and just push buttons back here. It's funny, the EL34s gave it quite a bit more like low end. If you're not wearing headphones, you might not hear that, but to my ears, it gave it a lot more low end. I think I like the 6L6s more. Let's go ahead and check the spongy versus bold, and then we're gonna change it from vacuum tubes to silicone diodes. That made it clip. All right, that added quite a bit of volume. Let's bring that down by 2 dB. Definitely like it on bold a little bit more. All right, let's try vacuum tubes instead of the silicone diodes, which are what we've been listening to. Feel like the silicone diodes are a little bit tighter. I don't know if that's just my ears, but yeah, I think they're less spongy, as that other word is on there. All right, now let's go ahead and change the channel style. So we have modern or vintage. Right now it's set to normal. So we'll go orange to modern and red to vintage. I like that modern. Definitely a volume drop with the red to vintage. And I'm sure that's got something to do with the real amp. It would be nice if it just kind of automatically level matched itself between those though, so we can do a good old A and B. While I'm editing, I will probably level match that for you all so you don't get fooled by just the loudness levels changing. But I think I liked that more on modern. Yeah, the modern just sounds good. And then let's go ahead and switch it to the orange channel just for the hell of it. And then let's switch it to red to vintage on there. And then normal. Okay, so I think no matter what, I'm a fan of the modern. All right, so now let's check this orange channel gain. So right now it's on variable high gain, and then we'll switch it to clean rhythm, so. Ooh, we got a blast of volume there. Okay, so that's their clean channel on there. Not very clean, obviously, but we could pull the gain down and make it more clean. All right, so we're gonna leave it on the red channel. And you'll notice I haven't touched any of this yet. I just wanted to see what all that sounded like. So before I start twisting those knobs, what I like to then do is see how the overdrives affect it. And so we've got the, what looks like a tube screamer style overdrive, but let's go ahead and turn it on and start messing with that too. Actually, let's just go straight to the traditional metal settings that you'd use on one of these. We don't wanna dime the tone. That might make it too hairy. Let's try it about right there. Actually, I think diming it does do the job. Definitely got that Mesa Dual Rectifier like low end that's just so pleasing. You can hear it on those chugs. Now it's still a little bit kind of boomy in the chug, so let's go ahead and crank this tight switch and see if that gets rid of it, like I'm pretty sure it will. See, it squashes it. I don't know if that's compressing or if that's bringing down the low end, but it sounds good. Let's turn off the tight. Okay, so the tight switch is definitely a yes for me. Before we use it further though, let's mess with the amp section itself. So we're on the red channel here. Let's just go ahead and start messing with this because everything's at noon at the moment. So let's go ahead and play around. So I think it sounds better with not pulling too much out of the low end and then turning on that tight switch. I don't know exactly what that's doing, but it's doing something good. I like it. All right, question for everybody out there. Are you team scoop the mids on a rectifier? Or are you team boost the mids on a rectifier? I still think I'm team boosting, but we'll see. Yeah, I think I'm team boost. Let's go ahead and go to treble. And then presence. All right, so the presence, I can hear it as I'm sweeping it in my headphones, but if I were to A and B those next to each other, I wouldn't be able to tell a difference. Unless I went all the way up like that. I think that sounds good. That's a very, I mean, it's a Mesa Dual Rec kind of sound. It sounds good, dude. a little bit out of tune there. All right, so as is, that's how I would dial in this amp. Let's go back to, I want to hear what this other pedal does. It's got to be a Fortin 33. Listen to that, dude. Immediate tightness, but like overbearing, pushing it into saw territory. I love it. I do remember seeing on their website that it was a pedal that was supposed to help for super low tuned instruments. And so again, I think that's got to be the Fortin 33. All right, so we've dialed in this plugin without even using the final two blocks of it. So over in the EQ section here, we do have more that we can do, and I like the frequencies they chose because 1.6 and 3.2 are usually frequencies that I would actually boost using a different plugin style. And so it's nice to have those there and not have to use a different separate like EQ to do so. I don't see the usefulness in just 1 kilohertz. I also don't see the usefulness in just 3 or 4. I like those in-betweens that just sound better. So let's go ahead and dial this in real quick to taste. All right, so let's do a little bit of an A and B before and after. This is before that EQ I just did. And let's go ahead and bring this low pass filter down. We got to listen while we're doing it though. And the high pass. Cool. All right, let's see what the smooth button does here. All right, so that's very similar to a low pass filter, it sounds like. It's probably got a different cue to it though. Okay. A little bit too much in that high end. Let's see what that's without it. Okay, that might be something on the amp itself I should change then. Yeah, it was the present. Ugh. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. You know, I think one of the things that the Rev F really excels at is those new metal, alt metal, Breaking Benjamin, Seether style chords, they just do those chords so well. The saturation and gain characteristics of a rectifier style amp just sound so damn pleasing for those style of chords. And I think the Wavemind Rev F really nailed that sound. It really, really just nailed it. Like through my headphones, through the speakers, it just sounds sick. It works. It does the damn thing. we've got effects to deal with. We're on a dirty tone, so I don't really need the chorus. Let's go ahead and see what it sounds like. Okay, if I was doing some grunge, I would for sure need that. So let's go depth all the way up, rate all the way down. Ooh, wild. Cool, it's a good chorus. Go for some delay here. Okay, so we've got time, sustain, filter, and mix, obviously. Do we have a way to sync it though? I don't see a way to sync it. All right, let's go ahead and bring on that reverb along with it. All right, mix too high. Let's bring the mix up on the delay. Ooh, the filter's cool. Okay, do low cut and high cut on this reverb and turn it back on. Mix is still kind of high on that reverb though. There we go. I think that it's safe to say that the delay and reverb definitely do the trick as well. Man, this is a great plugin. Again, they did give me this plugin for free, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, but you watched me dial this in just now. I didn't do anything special. I didn't dial this in beforehand. This was my first time even opening this plugin. And you may or may not believe me. I don't really care, to be honest with you, if you don't believe me, but I'm trying to be more upfront and more honest with everybody as far as like how things work and how they actually sound. And I think this plugin is a great plugin. I see so many people commenting on my videos and on other creators' videos saying, oh, you can make anything sound good, blah, 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 blah. No, you can't. The plugin does have to sound good to begin with, or else it's just gonna sound like trash, to be honest with you. There are plugins out there that do. I'm not going to name them, but they're ones that I have turned down videos for because I didn't want to have to say that they sound good when they don't sound good, because that's just dishonest. So I do honestly think that this plugin sounds great. I make no monetary gain from saying that, aside from the AdSense on YouTube, of course. But other than that, like, they're not paying me to make this video. I don't have an affiliate link for this plugin or anything like that. I'm just really digging the plugin. It's a good plugin. If you're reaching for any Mesa dual, triple, single rec style tones, try out this plugin. I sincerely recommend trying out this plugin. It does the thing. It's not trying to be something that it's not. It's just doing one thing really, really well. Yeah, that's my opinion on it. Let me know if you all like this new format of plugin reviews from me. I would definitely be down to do some more of them. And let me know some plugins down in the comments that you would like me to demo next, because if I don't own them, I would love to do like a blind testing / reaction to them because it's fun. I like bringing you along with me to experience the plugin for the first time. And I hope that this helps you to make an informed decision as to whether or not you want this plugin. You know? All right, and that's it for today. I'll get off of my, I guess, high horse there. I don't know what you would call that. And again, if you all like this video, please make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I have more of these coming. I do demos like this every single week, and I also have a songwriting series that I post every Sunday at 6 a.m. Pacific called my Sunday Riff Refinery, which you'll see at the end of this video here. All right, y'all, now here is the Easter egg that I told you at the beginning of the video that I found. And I only found it when I was clicking around to try and save my preset. It is this little game controller up here, and it's the Retro Chug Challenge, Chug to Play. Essentially, when you chug, the thing jumps and you get to play. So let's go ahead and check it out. It's pretty cool. All right, so we've got our player here. Oh, made it. Ah. Oh, messed up. This is too fun. Okay, final score, I got 15. Anybody else who has this plugin, have you tried this? What was your score? Let's see if I can beat it. Oop. Oh. Ah! Oh no, okay, I beat my score. I missed 2 or 3. Okay, I could sit there doing that for a long time. Kudos to you, Wavemind, for including that little Easter egg in there. That's pretty damn cool. I'm a sucker for stuff like that, so y'all won me over just with that alone. I wonder if that's in the other Wavemind plugins. I'm gonna have to check them out. And yeah, that was it. Peace and love. Talk to you in the next one. You know the whole shebang. Bye now.